And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside Spelman Hall. It is wild and crazy in here, guys. Ken Reischmann, Kevin Walsh, Ian Sacks with you right here, getting you all set for the start between the Iona Gales and Manhattan Jaspers. Guys, tonight's going to be wild. I've never seen anything quite like it.
I mean, I've only been here 2 years, but this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. The Maroon Maniacs were lining up an hour and a half before these tickets were even supposed to be given out. Tonight it's going to be a show.
Well, last year when Iona played Manhattan, hosted them here, Richie Guerin night, it was one of the most electric atmospheres I've ever experienced, and that didn't have the build-up that this has. It's going to be insane.
And as you can tell, the crowd is ready to go tonight. We're ready to go tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a good show for you this afternoon. We got plenty of special guests coming on. Going to tease them, not going to tell you who they are. They'll be here when they get here, but until then, we will get you all set for opening tip. And guys, the last time these two teams met, it was the Gales who won at A.J. English, the game-winning three with about 25 seconds to go. What did that mean to this team moving forward?
Well, obviously, when they're set to face off with the Jaspers, it's the biggest game of the year. And for them to pull out such a close win in that type of fashion, it's given them the momentum to play as impressive as they've been all year, and they've really been finishing strong lately.
Well, it doesn't matter what the records are of these teams when they match up. It's going to be a game. And the Gales, the top team in the MAC this year, the Jaspers are going to be running after them. And, of course, Iona has to knock Manhattan off. They are the defending champions.
All right, so with that being said, we will bring on our first guest. It's Iona College senior, and it's going to be David Lowry, our boy DL3, going to come on and give us a few minutes of his time. Dave, thank you so much for coming out this afternoon. I know I spoke to you a little bit before this, but what does it mean to you to see all these guys getting wild right now?
Man, it's just a great feeling, honestly. This is my last home game here at Iona, and it's just a great feeling to see all these people come out and support and stand in line for over an hour just to get, T-shirts and tickets to root us on in the game.
And do you guys get as excited about these games that we do, or is it just us? Are we the crazy ones?
I mean, you guys aren't the crazy ones. We get pretty excited, but we have to kind of bottle our emotion so we can channel them in the right ways, and that's probably the main thing. We have to keep our emotion in, but we get really excited for the game. The rivalry is great.
Well, Dave, I think you mentioned this is going to be your last home game, and the emotions. How do you keep it all in and just not let that take over your game?
I mean, I just have to look at it like another basketball game, an intense one. Every time we play, it's going to be electric. So I'm just going to try to go out there and just look at it as another basketball game. And I know that with the crowd getting crazy and stuff like that, I'm going to get a little excited though. Just got to rein it in.
Dave, with this being senior night, it's against the Jaspers, the team that you've played in the MAC championship game the last 2 years. Does that bring any motivation or fire to you?
I mean, I feel like if it doesn't, then you aren't a competitor, And every time we play them, it's close, whether it's in the championship or their house, our house. And we know we got to take this game very serious and play as hard as we can. So it's always motivation. This should be motivation for everybody on our team.
All right, Dave, one more question, then we'll go let you get ready for game time. Prediction tonight, what happens?
I mean, we come into every game trying to win, so we're going to win this thing.
All right, Dave. Thanks very much for coming on. Have a good time tonight.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your senior year.
Good luck tonight, Dave.
And congratulations on a great season.
Dave.
David Lowry, Iona College senior. And now we will be joined by Akaya Gray, who is going to come right across the front of the screen. Akaya Gray, manager of the women's basketball team, was the first person online
Yes, I was.
for the
Number
tickets
one.
today. Got her shirt, got her ticket,
see
got
that?
everything is ready to go. Akaya,
Yeah,
why is this crazy?
it is
What is
crazy.
this?
This line's insane. It's wow. I just want everyone to know, why I'm here.
I mean, have you, in your time here at Iona, ever seen a specific game have this much hype around it?
No, actually I haven't. This is a big game tonight though. Manhattan versus Iona. Serious stuff. Serious. I hope we take the win. I really do.
Now, Kaya, you were the first person online. When did you get here?
I got here at 11.
So you waited over an hour.
I waited
You
over an hour. I worked
And
hard.
how worth it is it?
It's worth it. I'm excited for this game tonight, most definitely. Ready for the game.
All right, Akaya. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for
Have
having
fun
me.
at the game tonight.
I will.
All right, just a reminder for everybody out there, it's a gold out tonight. That's why the shirts are gold, and that's why we're trying to wear gold ties or at least 66% of us are.
Not
Kevin, on the other hand, we got to get him to the store and buy him some ties or
wardrobe
something.
of yourself. Not everyone can pull off. I came with the maroon, though. The classic
Yeah, the maroon's
works.
good. All right, guys,
Yeah,
Gale's undefeated at home.
Maroon and gold, it doesn't matter.
Gale's undefeated at home in maroon and gold.
Right.
Tonight, it's going to be challenging. I mean, Manhattan comes in. They had just lost to the Gales a few weeks ago. That's not anything anybody likes to do is lose, but especially in the best rivalry in New York basketball, you don't want to come away with an L. So if you're Manhattan, what's your game plan tonight to counteract?
I mean, the thing is, you want to talk about how crazy this is. Those players are just as fired up, and they're going to come out ready to play. And, I mean, Manhattan's strategy has to be to pounce early and try and quiet down the Maroon Maniacs. It's going to be deafening in there, and if they can kind of, take them out, it's going to give them a much better chance. But I don't see that happening.
Well, I think the biggest key for the game tonight is going to be composure for the Jaspers, because this will be a hostile environment that they're coming into, and they just have to channel it out. And there's no Manhattan fan bus coming, so it's going to be that much more of a higher percentage for Iona. So if they can channel it out and just focus on the game, then that you have to feel pretty good for Manhattan.
And one of the things that makes Heinz Center so loud is that low ceiling. And when people start to get loud, the sound just reverberates all over the building. And even with 20 people in there, it can get deafeningly loud. So one person, though, who has done a great job at making that place extremely loud and wild is Iona College basketball player Kelvin Amayo. Kelvin, just a few weeks ago, we saw you in the Heinz Athletic Center throw down that massive dunk against Marist, and that place went wild. How'd that feel?
It felt good, but I do it every day in practice, but now I did it in the game, so it's different, I guess. I got a couple text messages saying I was on ESPN. I didn't even know I was on ESPN until the next morning.
With Iona, a big storyline has been the absence of your boy, Isaiah Williams, and you've done an amazing job stepping up in his place. How were you able to do such a good job for the Gales in stepping up in his role?
He just told me to play my game. He just told me to play my game because Isaiah shot the ball, and I just said, you know what, and he rebounded the ball. So I rebounded the ball, I shot the ball. I just did extra plays he did, the certain plays he did.
Now, Kelvin, this is your first experience of Iona Manhattan here at home. You got your first taste of it down in Manhattan 2 weeks ago. What kind of atmosphere are you looking for from the Iona crowd tonight?
I feel like it's going to be electric because I sat out last year, and it was electric last year. And I feel like it's going to be electric this year. It's just about who's going to make the plays, make certain plays to win the game.
And how confident are you guys right now? You guys have 5 prolific scorers moving into the tournament. Yourself, David, Cedric, Isaiah, and AJ all can put an immense amount of points on the board. How confident are you guys going into March?
I feel like we're good, but it's points, but at the end of the day, tournament time is about defense. The best defensive playing, and then making plays, and we'll be fine.
And what's Coach telling you tonight to get ready? Stay calm and get ready for the game.
Just stay focused. Just be focused, we'll be fine.
All right. Kelvin, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck tonight, man.
Thank you for letting me in.
Thank you.
All right, and once again, Kelvin Amayo. And tonight, guys, it's just going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we saw this place packed out for tickets an hour and a half before they even started giving them out, which is 7 hours before opening tip-off. This place is going to be electric tonight. I know you guys, you're going to be in the stands. Ian, I think you're going to be on the, are you going to be in the stands or on the sideline?
No, I'm working with the ESPN
All right,
crew.
so that'll be a lot of fun. I mean, all of us are in different capacities for the game tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, you're in the stands. So what's going to go on tonight? What's going to be the crowd's mantra?
Oh, it's going to just be nonstop. At no point will anyone sit down other than halftime. Give yourself a little break. The signs are ready. I've seen them. They're great. As long as that music's loud, we'll be dancing. We'll be ready to go. And trust me, Iona should foul them just a couple times to let them know that we're ready.
Yeah, just get them to the line, right?
Let them hear us.
And Sacks, so what's that like when you're working with another crew, right? When you're not in the stands, how does that feel knowing that you are still a part of it? And you get the Ian Sacks chance.
Always.
Well, I am certainly looking for the Ian Sacks chance tonight. I've been telling Lou, the captain of the Maroon Maniacs, I want one at Manhattan. So I am more than ready for the Ian Sacks chance. But, it's a great feeling because you know that they're right with you, feeling the same things you are, and yet I'm right in the action of the actual game, working with the table crew, the ESPN crew, and it should be an electric atmosphere. And Kenny, you yourself, you're going to be calling the game tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's going to be hard for me not to yell at the players on the foul line. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I'm ready to go. I'm excited. It's a great opportunity to be able to call that game. But I feel for my boys and my girls up in the Maroon Maniac section. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight, guys.
It's gonna. I mean, there's almost, it's gonna be repetitive, but it is going to be like nothing this place has ever seen before. I truly believe that.
I mean, Richie Guerin night was a great time. And the whiteout, the retiring of the number. Richie Guerin night was a sellout. It was a good time against Manhattan. It was a lot of fun for the crowd. But I really do believe this one's going to be that much bigger.
Well, I think the difference is that one was an electric atmosphere, but it didn't quite have the build-up that this one has. There was no college game day, and I think the sellout happened at the door. This one is sold out in advance.
Yeah, people trying to come about tickets a lot of different ways, trying to schmooze me over, trying to get into my Facebook messages, sliding into my DMs, trying to get the extra ticket. But you had to be here in order to grab those tickets, and there was definitely a good amount of people here to do so, and it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. So we take a look back, right? Manhattan, Iona, 2 weeks ago in the Draddy Gymnasium. Gales come away with the win there. After that, they stay streaked, they stay hot. Gales haven't lost in a long time, 15 of their last 16 in the win column, going into the tournament in just a few weeks. How does this team's confidence compare to maybe a last year or a year before?
Well, I think the confidence is the difference, and it's the heart of this team. At no point do they feel out of it. You look at their last game against Monmouth, they're down 14, and they come away with a great, late win. The game against St. Peter's, about 8 seconds left, down 5, pull out another amazing win. And the heart they, put on display at Draddy Gymnasium was absolutely outstanding. It's amazing what we've seen from them.
Well, I think it's the confidence that this winning streak has given them, because they've been able to pull out close games in the final stretch here. And, a 1-point win last Sunday, a 4-point win at Marist 2 days earlier. So they're right there, and they don't get rattled by late game, close game situations.
All right, guys, we got a very special guest now. Iona College graduate, and I believe graduate student. He is. Chris Roth is back. His good friend Andrew Jordan is coming later. Andrew, I'll give you a little shout out now. We're excited to see you all the way back from Oklahoma. That'll be a lot of fun for everybody. But
this plane comes in at 4
right
o'clock.
Now, Chris Roth, on set. You were at Marist with the tiny student section we had on the road.
Very tiny, but
how is tonight going to feel for you as somebody who had been a part of this for 4 years prior to?
I got my warm-up in with Marist, and now came back here from Manhattan, and I'm all ready and set to go.
Yeah.
Back in the student section.
All right. Tell me, what's your favorite memory about the student section? Can't pick tonight.
I have two
Not
memories.
yet.
I have, first memory is my first game ever freshman year against Richmond. Obviously, you guys weren't here for that. Were you? You might have been in the stands.
Nah, he's young.
Yeah, but he's a local boy. But, so we had won in overtime.
Oh, man.
And we stormed the court.
Oh,
It
wow.
was a huge upset over Richmond. And then my second best memory is obviously last year's Manhattan game. Close game. We pulled it out, of course, as we got another W.
Yeah.
And then, so those are my two best memories. One from freshman year, first one, then senior year last year against Manhattan.
And how does this compare? How does this feel?
This is completely different. We did not have this, obviously, last year, as you guys know. We did not have tickets where you got tickets when you went to the door. But seeing the line today, I got here a little before, absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just curious, as a graduate student, how proud are you of what you're seeing from these fans? I mean, they're still piling in the door. Does that give you a good feeling inside as an alum?
Yeah, it really does. I was actually just texting some of my friends who graduated last year, and I was like, the line's absolutely absurd. Like, where was this when we were here? And I think obviously it's student section's gotten a lot better, and it's a lot of fun.
Now, Chris, you were a part of Richie Guerin night last year, and then Coach Cluth, after the last win against Monmouth, he credited the student section as the reason why they came back and won that game. What kind of electric atmosphere and six-man edge are you trying to provide with the Gales tonight?
Oh, I'll be. Hopefully, I will not wake up with a voice tomorrow morning. But yeah, I saw that Cluth said about Monmouth last week, and I think that's awesome. I wasn't here, but I watched it on my laptop, and it was an awesome win.
All right, Chris, have a good time
Thanks for
tonight.
having me, guys. I'll see you
Tell
guys later.
Andrew we said hi. Hopefully we get
course.
to see him. All right.
Enjoy.
And now, the maniac himself, the man behind the mask, our good friend Lou Del Giacono, Iona College senior, the Maroon Commander of Commanders,
Ken,
the man
one
with the
of
bandana.
5. No, 1 of 5.
One of
Ken.
5. Why don't you tell me about the operation? What are the maniacs? Who are they? What do they do?
Well, it all started about 2 years ago when no one was cheering at any of the games, and there were 2 of the Maroon Commanders right now, Sean Kassouf and Greg Pontempa, were the only ones standing up. So myself went up to them and I, introduced myself, and I guess the rest is history. So we have a very well-organized group. We have 2 seniors, we have 1 junior, and 2 sophomores. So we're hoping for a long reign of the Maroon Maniacs at Iona College.
And how do you feel with this? How does this make you feel? You and 4 or 5 others are the masters of minds behind this. So how does this feel for you?
I'm pretty satisfied because our whole anticipation was to build a hype, and I'm pretty sure we accomplished that. And, it doesn't matter if you can buy tickets online, but if you're willing to wait for an hour and a half for one of our basketball games, that says a lot, especially with the cheerleading team here.
Yeah, there they are. So we've got a lot of Iona support here. We've got the Maroon Commanders, we've got the cheer team, we've got the dance team, we've got the fans, we've got almost the entire athletics department. If anything happened across the street, nobody would know because the entire athletics department is right here.
We would be in trouble.
Right now. Yeah, we'd be in some big trouble. So it's a lot of fun right now. The energy is palpable in here. And Lou, we can't thank you enough for putting this together with the help of your commanders.
Same goes to all of you. You guys look very sharp. There is no other mass communication department in the MAC who looks as sharp as these boys.
I can't argue with that. And a special shout out to our dear leader, Mr. Mike DeMurgis over there, who has helped us along the entire way, has got me set. He makes me shave. He keeps me clean. He's the reason that I look almost presentable on camera.
Ken, you just said it. Everybody's involved. Everybody has invested into this game, into this school, and that's what we'll be looking. We have cheer, we have dance, we have athletics, we have facilities, we have the people who handle our food, we have the student government. Everybody is involved, and that's what we've been looking for. It's not just a basketball game. It's your school's logo and team up on the board, and it's pride.
Now, Lou, you're normally the man with the sign. Can you maybe just, give us a little preview of one of
what
one
does
of your
the sign look
creations
like
for
tonight?
As a former high school football player, there's always that one game that gets you a little nervous. You see it on the schedule, and you lie to yourself. You say, "Oh, this is the big game," but when it comes to game day, you start getting a little nervous. You start shaking, you start sweating a little bit more, and I think that is today for Manhattan. I honestly think that we're going to run them out of the gym. They have a very small student section coming on. My prediction, 94-62 Iona College.
Whoa! Wow! Jeez, is there enough time in the game for that?
There's going to be plenty of threes, Ken.
Oh,
brought to you by
what? Route to Shoot.
Yes,
right.
There's going to be plenty of threes raining down tonight.
And what is Route to Shoot? Why don't you let us in on the secret?
Ken, I would love it. So, Mr. Matt Rosetta, an alumni of the college, proud supporter of the Iona College Athletics Department, is donating a sum of money for every three-pointer that was made this season, which, as you guys know, are a lot of them. Half of it goes to the school, and half of it goes to Route to Shoot, which is sponsored by N6A, Mr. Rosetta's public relations firm, and Blue Rock Energy, and that goes to skin cancer research. So we've all been getting involved. You've seen it on our scoreboards every single game. Yeah. And CJ Finero, the SGA president, and myself were also involved with the donation process for every three-pointer too. So we're very excited to be involved in that.
All right, Lou, again, thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for setting this up.
Hey,
great cause with the Route to Shoot.
And go Gals. Thank you.
And go Gals. Lou Del Giacono, everybody.
Lou.
One of the fearless Maroon Commanders of a very small group that has really owned and
gonna run for Congress.
Oh boy. It has really owned its ability to be the best student section in the MAC. And tonight you'll get a little preview of if we really believe that the Maroon Maniacs are the best student section in the MAC, brought to you by myself and Anthony Carlo, who cannot be here right now, but will be with me later on to bring you the play-by-play for the game later. So, guys, Maroon Maniacs, you've been a part of them in and out all season because you've been involved in other things. How does it feel being with them in the stands?
I'm so happy. Mike, before, you and Ann are going to call a game, he was like, Walsh, you want to do halftime? No, not doing it. I apologize. I need to be in the stands for tonight. this is the most I've been excited for a game in a really long time. I just cannot wait.
And, as for me, I've never really sat in the student section.
Wow.
Because
Always busy this guy.
because
Always
I've been
busy.
working
All right,
at
Sacks.
the games.
All right.
But just experience it and seeing the growth from on the sidelines, seeing the growth and the support that this student section, spearheaded by the Maroon Commanders and the Maroon Maniacs, is unbelievable. And as Chris Roth alluded to it, and so did Lou, that this student section really was not that big a few years ago, and now to see the turnout here, it's really amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun. I've been in and out of the student section as well. I've had my fair share of eventful nights with the Maroon Maniacs. It's been a heck of a ride. Gales right now 12-0 at home. Almost impossible to be undefeated at home in a college basketball season. Almost impossible to go undefeated at all anywhere ever.
Right.
So how impressive is it that the Heinz Center has been a safe haven for the Gales and that they're trying to defend that perfect record on home wood tonight?
I think that unbeaten record, it not only means a lot to the players, to the coaches, but it means a lot to us. We know that when we're inviting another school here, they're going to be in for a tough game. And they're going to come to play, and we're going to come to cheer. And it's something that I think the students really hold dear to their hearts.
Well, that's something that we've seen in Iona each of the last few years, especially under head coach Tim Cluse, that the Hahn Center has been a safe haven for the Gales, dropping 1, maybe 2 games a year. But I don't know if they've ever had a perfect record here at Heinz. And for them to be able to get it tonight, to have an opportunity to play for it in the final home game against Manhattan on senior night with ESPN2 here, it's just going to be an electric atmosphere. And if they can secure it, it's going to go off the charts. And the Maroon Maniacs, I'm expecting an extra big cheer from them if Iona does pull out a victory.
And we've seen it once or twice. But we, after the games, it seems that the coaching staff, and Tim Cluse especially, has taken out the time to thank the Maroon Maniacs, maybe with a point or maybe with a thank you and a fist pump. But at the end of the games, the coaching staff is just as thankful as the players that the Maroon Maniacs are there cheering on their team. What does that mean for a group of fans that they are part of the team? They feel like they are Iona Gales.
Well, I think, that's the thing. That, we really feel a part of it as fans. You saw at Manhattan, he turns around and gives them a point, a little clap. But really at the last game, that Monmouth game, he made all of the players and the staff turn around and applaud the fans. And it just means so much. It makes you feel so good that, your cheering doesn't go unnoticed. Right. And it's been such a big part of this season as a whole.
Well, the players and the coaching staff, Coach Cluse alluded to it, they feed off of the energy. He said that, the fans could have just given up on the team facing Monmouth and a 14-point deficit at halftime, but they didn't. They were still cheering. They were still in it, and that brought the Gales back into it, and then they come away with the victory. They don't pull that win out. We're not talking about a perfect season at home.
Yeah, that's more than true. That was a rough game, so let's talk a little bit about that. The Gales got off to a real rough start, as Cluse alluded to in his postgame, and when he talked about the Maroon Maniacs. The Gales didn't look very good off the starting blocks, and they were down by 14 in a game that looked like they could have lost by 45. So what is it about this Iona team? What is their mantra moving forward? How do they always seem to get it going when they need to the most?
I think they know how good they are, to be completely honest with you, and I don't think they ever feel out of the game. I remember even back to the St. Peter's game, a little off track, but I was doing the call with Carlo, 8 seconds left, and it's like, well, Kev, it seems like this one's all but done. And I said, don't give up yet. This is still doable. And you know what? They did it, and it was amazing. Yeah. And I think they never count themselves out until there's 0 seconds on the clock.
Well, I think that what makes this team so tough to beat is that there are so many interchangeable parts, that you don't have a true point guard, a true small forward, a true center. Anybody could play any position. And, Isaiah goes out. This team wins 11 out of 12 without Isaiah. And then, say someone's in foul trouble, someone's shot isn't falling. This team knows how to pick the pick up the pieces, and then come away and do a pretty good job at it, I'd say.
And now we're getting very close to the return of Isaiah Williams. Unsure if it's going to be tonight, but you do want to get him some game action before the MAC tournament, because throwing him right into there is going to be hard for him. And the foot is a hard injury to come back from. It's, you got to relearn how to walk kind of thing afterwards. And you've got to remember that even though tonight is going to be pretty hyped up, the next game, Sunday against St. Peter's, the last time those two teams faced off, it got a little ugly at the end. So when do you want Isaiah Williams back? How long do you want him in the lineup for? What do you think is a good amount of time to get him ready to play in the MACs?
Honestly, as soon as possible. Not just for himself, but for the team. If you're looking for an energy boost, then you call the name Isaiah Williams. The athleticism, the three-point ability that he possesses, and the second he makes that return, the roof's going to blow off.
Well, definitely you want to see Isaiah start to get some minutes before the MAC tournament. And Ken, you alluded to it, the St. Peter's game coming up on Sunday down there. Of course, the second matchup for these teams, and the last one ended in the almost brawl, the little shuffling match. But you have to keep in mind that the Gales need to keep their composure in both tonight's game against their arch rival, the Manhattan Jaspers, and that heated rivalry against the St. Peter's Peacocks, because a suspension at this junction in the season would mean the MAC tournament, and you do not want to see that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I mean,
you look like you had something there.
I didn't even ponder that thought, but I mean, in all honesty, that is something that you really have to make sure your team's under control. I mean, at the end of the game, it got really ugly, so, at this juncture in the season, they definitely could not risk a mishap like that.
Well, so undefeated at home, Isaiah Williams maybe coming back. It's a lot going on, and I think right now we have somebody else coming in. I'm being summoned. I'm sorry. So I think right now we're getting our good friends from Students Uniting for Veterans. You can go right across the front. You're more important than me. Go ahead, and we're going to give you guys some microphones. You guys introduce yourselves. Tell us what you guys. Yeah, go ahead. Tell us what you guys are doing tonight. It's a great cause, and then give us kind of the lowdown. So, Students Uniting for Veterans, and then you take over. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm the president of Students Uniting for Veterans. Today we were selling American flag dog tags to raise money for our annual care package drive, and tonight we're selling Fight the Good Fight dog tags.
Hi, I'm Tim, the treasurer. We were selling bandanas a couple minutes ago. It was sold out already, and we're looking forward to tonight's game, selling more dog tags.
Hi, I'm Gervis. I'm the secretary, and yeah, we sold dog tags as people bought shirts and tickets.
Hi, Billy Sheriff's here. I'm the vice president of SUV. Today we're selling American flag bandanas, and the reason behind that is we're raising money for our care package drive, which is April 11th, being held on campus.
Awesome. Billy, why don't you tell me what's going on? What is that all about? When does it go away, and why is it there now?
So the reason I look so hairy and scary is for St. Baldrick's. It's a foundation which raises money for childhood cancer research. So what will happen this Sunday, I will be taking off my hair and my beard, which I have been growing out since June, and since August haven't touched any of it.
How hot does it get in there?
It serves a purpose in the
winter. Yeah, I'm sure you're feeling very good now.
When this is all gone, it'll be a drastic change. So
yeah, how long does it take you to react and get back to normal temperatures?
Well, what happens every year, in addition to looking like to feeling a lot colder.
Yes.
When I look in the mirror, it looks like I've lost weight. My skin, my face looks thinner because it's not rounded anymore. So.
Well, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
I should try that.
Yeah.
Because dieting just doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Exactly.
Or at least my diet, which is McDonald's and sleep.
Yeah. Well, it's a quicker weight loss. Even if it's just mental, not physical.
Yeah. Right. That's fine. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Feel good, look good.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, you guys have been very active in supporting a good cause. How important is it to team up with such a big event like this, where so many students turn out for it?
It was great to come and work with the Maroon Maniacs. We actually joined working with athletics this year to honor veterans at some of the home basketball games, so it was just another way we could come together and just work as a team and honor a good cause.
And you want to give us a little hint? Who are we honoring tonight? Or do you not want to blow it?
We can We can keep it secret, but
All right.
we're honoring a 22-year Navy vet tonight.
Wow, very exciting stuff. Guys, thank you so much for everything you do. It really means a lot to everybody, and you definitely deserve the round of applause that you're getting right now. So thank you guys. Have a good time tonight. Have fun. Enjoy the game. Go Gales.
Thank you.
And it's just another one thing that happens here that is just so important to the identity of Iona. Regardless of basketball or games or winning games, it's really about the service that goes on here. And what does that mean?
Honestly, when they honor those vets every time, it hasn't failed yet, I get chills. Yeah. It's so nice to see, and it's a great job that Iona does veteran, those, and it's well deserved.
Well, it demonstrates the sense of community that you see here at Iona College, because we don't just think about, oh, it's a basketball game, so we come out, we watch a team put the ball in the hoop. We realize that there is such a bigger importance in life and in the world that, those veterans really dedicated their lives so that we could watch this basketball game that we are partaking in.
And with so much going on in the world of athletics right now and the world in general right now, how important is it that there is an outlet to just have fun and forget about the world, like an Iona College Manhattan game, where it's a sport. It should be fun. That's what the idea is. Just have a good time. Forget about all your outside problems. Forget about the work or the weight that you haven't lost. Just go have fun at the basketball game and have a good time with your friends.
Things like that are what get you through some of these tough college times. You get some professors bombarding your paper every single day. And you know what? A couple of my friends and I have been saying this all week. The only thing getting me through is this game Friday, and it's amazing.
Well, that's why sports are so popular, and entertainment in a similar light, because there is an escapism that is present in going to a basketball game or putting it on the TV or something, because for that time that you're invested in the game, you don't have to worry about the problems overseas or your bank account dwindling.
Gosh, that dwindled a long time ago. We're done with that. There's nothing to dwindle. What's 0 times 0?
I think it's 0.
0. Yeah. Anyway, let's overanalyze basketball now, because that's what we're good at.
I'd love to.
All right. We look at the Jaspers. Andujar, Richards. Those are the guys you got to look at. Shane Richards, your outside presence. Andujar is your inside presence if you're the Jaspers. What's the Gales' game plan defensively? How do you stop them? How do you shut down the two options for Manhattan?
Well, Richards is a little bit easier of a task. You just have to deny, because if he catches it, there's a good chance he could really make that shot, regardless where it is. Andujar is a much tougher task. He leads the team in points, rebounds, and assists. He really is, Mr. Do-It-All for them, and if they can just slow him down, that's not really a player you're going to take out of the game, but if you can slow him down and force them to find other answers.
Well, yeah, Andujar can score in so many different ways. He can catch it outside, drive, shoot, and post up. So he really presents a major matchup problem for the Gales. Richards, as Kevin alluded to it, you just deny him the ball, which of course is easier said than done, which is why he's one of the top scorers in the MAC. But you have to look at in the last matchup between these two teams, Manhattan had a shot to tie the game at the end. And I think a lot of people around in the gym and watching on TV thought that the ball was going to be going to Shane Richards. And it didn't. They went to another option. They used Richards as a decoy. Iona has to be conscious of that, because if Manhattan gets their other guys going, then they could come away with this victory behind some of their lesser scorers.
And let me talk just a little bit about that using another option. If you're Iona, offensively, those options are always wide open, because everybody could be a decoy in every single scenario. There's not one player on the court at any time that can't hit down and out, that can't knock down an outside shot. So how important is that for Iona on the offensive side of the ball?
The phrase "you live and die by a three-point ball," and lately we really live by it.
We've been living high, living large.
You look back at last game against Monmouth. When you're down 14, you need to make threes to cut down and to lead.
And most teams can't do that with regularity.
We do it on an every night basis.
Right.
AJ can stroke it. Larry has done an amazing job. Bringing his three-point percentage up, and the freshman Casimir.
Oh my! We'll get to him. We'll get to him.
The kid just
we're not there yet.
Shoots the lights out.
Oh man, it's incredible.
Well, you see that Iona can really go to anybody when they need a bucket. But in the late game situation, it's been A.J. English who's been the killer for the Gales.
Well, you know what? That's what makes the Gales so fun to watch is the fact that A.J. English might not be the go-to guy all the time throughout the 40 minutes of gameplay because you've got so many other options. But when the cards are down and the game is on the line, you go to A.J. English and you've got no worries.
I mean, why would you? He's been doing this for so long. But the beautiful thing is, and in all honesty, it's if something went wrong where, AJ couldn't get that shot, there are still other people who you trust. You look at the game, Casimir, off night, 12 for 12 from the line, making all the late game shots. Even at that Manhattan game, all the credit goes to AJ for that late game three, but Lowry still had to go make 2 big three throws, and he did.
Yeah.
And, AJ, we really saw that last year. I'd say the first time, the home game against St. Peter's, knocking down the game winner, and he took off. I think he took off with that shot and really has not gotten down since then. And anytime the Gales need a bucket, final minutes of the game, it's going to be in the hands of number 5.
Well, it was David Lowry last year who took that final shot as time expired against Manhattan in the MAC tournament when the Jaspers stole it out of the hearts and souls of the Iona Gales. And David Lowry took that final 3-point jumper as time expired. It was a brick. Hit off, I think, side rim with a little glass and a little back rim also. I remember it vividly. It was one of the saddest moments of my tenure. But ever since then, he worked on his outside shot. He can hit a three like anybody else on this team. And if it comes down to it tonight where David Lowry needs to hit a three-pointer, I'm comfortable that he'll hit it.
Oh, I'm extremely comfortable that he'll hit it. And in all honesty, with Lowry, he could pump fake, drive the basket, probably going to get fouled, and he's probably going to finish through the contact. DL3 to me is absolutely unguardable.
Well, Lowry, you see the type of player he is that hitting that brick in the MAC championship game, preventing the Gales from forcing overtime and extending the game to potentially get a second straight MAC championship. And, comes back in the offseason, works on his three-point shot, and has really, really improved there. You credit that to him, and that shows how far he has come, not just in the last year, but in his entire career.
Yeah, it definitely goes to show just who he is as a person and as an athlete to be able to go back and make that kind of adjustment. But tonight, guys, it's the Gales who are going to live and die by the three again. I'm sure of it, because they always do. They have for the last 4 years. I don't see why tonight would be different. So it's the Gales and the Jaspers, and now we can talk a little bit about Ced. I know you want to. We'll talk a little bit about Cedric Cashmere,
so good.
number 4, the freshman, who has just been an animal outside shooting. It just incredible from beyond the three-point line. And then when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, he can get inside and finish if he has to. It's no problem.
I believe graciously on the on the chart they gave him 5'10". Seen him around campus. He's not 5'10".
No, it's got to be 5'8".
Let me tell you, plays like he's 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
A heart of a lion. I've seen this kid take the hardest falls.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight. Yeah. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
He gets up like nothing, and he just keeps on going. Never is he just mentally messed up. He's always ready to play, and he's always ready for the next play.
Well, we saw Casimir in his first collegiate game scoring 40 points for the Gales against Cleveland State way back in November. So you saw right from the beginning, this kid can flat out score. But you mentioned that not only can he shoot the three ball, but he can get inside. And he knows about that because he's been playing small his whole life. He's been one of the smallest players on the court every single step he's been at. So why should Division I college basketball be any different?
I like that. It would be any different. that was a lot of fun. Anyway, so Ced is somebody who the Gales go to. They shoot through Ced. And we heard Tim Kluse after the last game against Manhattan. He said, we weren't sure how he was going to play, to be honest with you. We weren't sure how he was going to respond to that atmosphere, to the rowdiness of the crowd in the Dratty Gymnasium. And he responded by hitting some real good shots. And he responded by really setting up some good opportunities for the Gales. So tonight, with the crowd on his side, how do you think he responds this evening?
I'll be completely honest. I don't think it makes a world of difference to him. I got to do post game, and I asked him that night that he was really off from the field. But I said, "How do you manage an off night like that?" And he simply said, look, I'm a shooter. It's the next shot. If that one doesn't go in, I'll make the next one. And as a freshman, that mentality is just so impressive.
And that's what you need to have if you're a shooter. You've got to be able to shoot through your slumps. You know, you can't get down on yourself. You can't say, oh, you know, I should just drive now. You've got to just keep taking your shots. You got to be able to shoot through it.
Well, as much as you alluded to the Manhattan game, as much as AJ hit the big shot in the end, Cashmere's threes and shots really kept the Gales in the game, and when they were in a slump, they went to him, and he knocked down the big shot. And with Iona, I mean, with the crowd behind him, who knows what he can do? Because we saw, all throughout the season, his fans have been, his family, his friends have been right there in the stands, some of the biggest supporters of the Gales this season, and with them behind him and now the whole gym behind him, who knows what he's going to do.
Yes, and with the "he's a freshman" chant in the background after every big three, which is just so incredible to think that the Gales have 3 more years of said. They've got another year of A.J. English, another year of Isaiah Williams, another year of Kelvin Amayo. This team, not Kelvin Amayo.
No,
yes,
yeah.
Jelani Dublin's the other senior. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's another year of Kelvin, another year of Isaiah, another year of AJ, and 3 more of Cedric. This team is not even close to their ceiling of potential.
And in all honesty, I was looking at the analytics of things, and
look at you. You know how to read?
I just learned recent.
Proud of you.
But Ced really can come away with the MAC all-time scoring record. We saw the superstar D'Amica Martinez snag that record recently, and in all honesty, Ced, with the way he's
very
going,
similar players, wouldn't you think?
Ced really could. I could see him getting that record. The Iona record is easily in reach, but I'm talking about all-time MAC scoring.
Well, with Cedric, head coach Tim Cluse has alluded to it several times after games that he's a freshman that the coaches are telling to continue to shoot more. And if you're a freshman and your coaches are telling you that, you can only imagine what's going to happen for this kid in the future. But you think about it, Iona, they have Scott Machado and Mike Glover. They leave. Momo Jones, he leaves.
David Lau.
Sean Armand, he leaves. Now Dave leaves. It's just another line, a continuous line of ballers.
It's pretty incredible. That's recruiting, that's coaching, that's game plan. That is almost unmatched. I mean, Kentucky, Kansas City. You look at the major programs, but let's not. So it's almost unmatched in a mid-major kind of way.
It's really a great job by the coaching staff to continuously bring in these players, and I think it's amazing because it's not like they're grabbing the biggest names. They see the potential. They see what a guy can do. To me, it's a mystery how AJ English is not playing at a big time conference, but luckily he's not, and I love it.
Yeah, we got lucky to have him.
Well, you credit the recruiting of the coaches because not only do they find all-star kids out of high school like AJ English and Cedric Cashmere, but a lot of this team is transfer students. And Tim Cluse was transferred when he was in college, ended up at Hofstra, and he really has a special place in his heart for transfer students. And they have, they come into the program already having college basketball experience, so they know what it's like to be in a college game and play on a college team and the grind of a 30-game season as opposed to a 20-game season in high school. So it really is an important piece that the Gales have been able to find kids that want to transfer and then get them to come to Iona, buy into the system, and really make the most out of their time here.
All right, guys, we're coming down towards the end of the program here, so just a few more questions, and then we can all go get ready for game time. How's that? So we'll start. We'll just go around real quick. We'll start with you, Kev. What is your favorite memory of the Heinz Athletic Center? What is one time when you really look back and you go, wow, that was a good freaking time?
In all honesty, it was Richie Garrett night, last year's game against Manhattan. It was so fun because I get yelled at by teachers. I'm just a loud kid.
You are.
It's just how I am.
Yes, you are.
And I felt like I was in a building of clones. No one sat. It was so loud, and I just loved it. And it really, I'll be honest, I felt really home. And that's why I've been so excited for tonight.
That's fun. Ian?
Well, Kevin, I think I have to bite off of yours there.
It's all right. People do it all the time.
Go with Richie Garrett night. I was sitting at the scorer's table right next to John Stenko, and he was a senior then. So
Stanko, that's a throwback.
So with about a month left in,
John Stanko's gone. Move on. It's me now. It's me.
So
it's me, Stanko. It's me now. You're out of here.
So Stanko was in the midst of his final college basketball season here at Iona, and he was so into the game, he's so passionate about Iona basketball, and just the way that the two of us were feeding off of the crowd, just working at the game was an unbelievable experience, and I see tonight being that much better.
All right, so my favorite memory, and John, I'm sorry, without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. So Stanko, I love you. Anyway, my favorite memory in the Heinz, I'm going to be honest, it was the Siena game just a few weeks back when I was able to get into the head of Mr. Jimmy Patsos on the sideline for Siena. You know what? There's nothing better than seeing a grown man get mad at me. Because seriously, you're going to waste your time on this. But that was a lot of fun. I had a good time doing that. All right, guys, it's prediction time. It's prediction time. We're going to start with Sacks. We're going to work our way down the line.
Well,
Sacks, tip off a little bit after 7, a little bit after 9 o'clock. We're going to have our final score. What's it going to look like?
Well, I'm not making quite as bold a prediction as Lou did.
Lou? What was Lou's final? Like 100 to 4 or something?
62.
94 to 62.
I don't see Lou, a 30-point Iona win as Lou has. But still, I see the Gales coming out with a victory. I think the three-point shot will be alive and well tonight. I'm giving Iona an 87-74 victory. All
right.
Now, I'm going to stay away from
13 points.
I'm gonna stay
No,
away
you've
from
got
the
to give me the score.
Okay, I'll give you the score.
You don't get to pick, Brad.
All right.
That's my job.
I feel like, in all honesty, Iona's going to push the tempo, and they'll score about 87, but Manhattan's always going to keep it close. 81, we'll pull away with a couple late free throws. But my real prediction, 30-15, David Lowry tonight.
30-15 by David Lowry. All right, guys, it's time.
All right,
my prediction. You ready? I need you to hold the microphone. You ready? It's the Gales, baby. It's the Gales. The whole way. No doubt. It's Iona the entire time. And by the end of the night, you're going to know the name Ibn Muhammad. You are going to know the name Ibn Muhammad by the end of the night. He is going to be the player to watch. Go Gales. Say something. In the head.
Killian, thank you for coming on the set today.
Dude, anytime. It's Gales tonight, boys and girls. It's Gales tonight.
We're going to be in for a great one. I can't wait. You know, he mentions Ibn. I mentioned DL3. Ian, a specific player maybe for you tonight?
I think that it's the balance of the Gales that will power them to the victory tonight. And it's going to be, 4 or 5 players in double figures. Maybe, someone going off for 25. I could see that. Maybe AJ. I'm liking AJ. He's been struggling with his shot the last few games. I say he gets this stroke back going tonight, but I think it's more the Gales' balance that will lead them.
All right, boys. We've come to the end. That's all we've got for you. Thank you all for coming on and joining us. Ken Reischmann, Kevin Walsh, Ian Sacks, Iona College Athletics in conjunction with Iona College Mass Communications. Special thanks to Mike DeMurgis, Jackie McLaughlin, Benzino, Lou, Ricky Coleman, the intern, Brian Byer, Tom Moran, Rick Cole, everybody who gave us the okay, Frank from Chartwell's Office of Student Development, everybody who was involved today, the Maroon Maniacs, the Maroon Commanders, everybody, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts to make this possible. This is game day, folks. It's the Iona Gales and the Jaspers. Tip off a little bit after 7. Once again, for Ian Sacks and Kevin Walsh, I'm Ken Reischmann. Have a good night.